Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is our day, and this is going to be your weekly reading for this week coming up, which is the week of October 6th through the 12th. So October 6th through the 12th. Let's get into it. So again, we're just going to be looking at what are your three keys, if you will, this week to peace. What are your three keys to peace during your week? Peace, serenity, bliss. Okay, so all of that. So let's take a look at that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to look at kind of the three areas to focus on. I'll do an overarching piece, and then we'll look at each of the 5 areas that we look at each week. So that's going to be career and work, health and wellness, love and connection, personal and spiritual growth, as well as any hidden potential that we might be able to use as a bit of a superpower with regards to having a peaceful week. All right. And then these are going to be the piles in which you can select for the Sunday daily read and the energy that you can follow throughout the week, in which I will be doing daily reads on. All right. So let's get into our collective reading. So first, as an overarching piece, we have beautiful uncaging. Okay, so the first message here is about giving yourself the grace to release your heart. Okay, and this card also speaks about like guilt, or the sense of guilt. You know, guilt is one of those emotions that I find a little bit useless, to be quite honest, because what's the point? Like, but a lot of times we feel like we're made to feel guilty, or we pick up the guilt energy that somebody else is putting down, right? And it can cause us to make choices in our life that are not in alignment with what is in our purpose, or what is in our heart, or what brings us joy, okay? Or the other way that guilt can show up is when we feel like we've taken an action that we made a mistake with, we didn't feel good about, but we didn't hold ourselves accountable and, speak light into the truth of what the situation should be. And yet we just sort of carry this anchor that literally holds you stuck, right? Holds you stuck in some way. So this card is about having self-compassion for yourself. It talks about taking a moment to consider when you have harmed others or yourself. This knowledge will free you from the story you tell about it, so that you're able to connect with truthful remorse. Now is the time for rigorous honesty as you take a self-inventory with a neutral state of mind. And a good question to ask yourself now is, why is there guilt if you feel like you have any guilt? You might be taking on a burden that is not even yours to carry. So pay attention, take action, and uncage yourself from the prison of your own making. Okay, so the key part there is really uncaging yourself this week. Don't allow the stories that you've created about yourself, another person, or the situation to keep you stuck in a way that doesn't allow you to blossom and bloom. All right, that's the first message, not necessarily key, but overarching key, just in terms of. And the other piece that I'm getting about this is like, this week, it is the week to be rigorously honest with yourself, okay? With yourself. It starts with self. So just being clear about what it is that you truly desire, being clear about how you're being in your life, if this is who you want to be in your life. Just take notice, be mindful of your actions this week. So that is the first message. I do not want that to burn, but I'm going to put it right there. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to lift this up just a little bit, just so that you can see that. Okay. All right. So now let's get into the 3 keys to peace for this week. And you've got, star. Can't show the full of this because she's she's a little exposed, and YouTube doesn't like, I mean, she's not that exposed, quite honestly, but anyway, I'm just going to cover. But she has these wings. I wanted you to be able to see the wings. So I'll give a little less. But anyway, this is the star card. The star card is, so the first key to your peace is healing. Your own self-healing. Embracing yourself. And this comes with relationships. Okay. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Now, what's interesting about the relationship card is, so on one level, one key to your success, your peace this week is going to be about allowing yourself to work on your own self-healing within and without your relationships, like in and out of your relationships. But the other thing that I want you to be aware of is that relationships is not just talking about a love partner, okay? All relationships that are in your life are there for a reason. A lot of the people that are around you in your life are a part of your soul family, and you've had a contract with them to determine what it is that you're going to help each other through, what lessons you're going to learn. But understand that relationships in our life, people in our life are, what do they say, here for a reason, a season, and I forget what the other one is. but there's a need for you to be conscious of the connections that you have in your life, and what is the lesson there, and how are you healing? Yes, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Okay. And in all of those relationships, there is work. What relationships are work. And there's this path of uncaging yourself, right? This beautiful uncaging that occurs. So anyway, your key for this week in terms of leaning towards your peace is about focusing on your own healing, right? Allowing yourself to more deeply heal within and without your relationships, right? Within and without your relationships. And we'll see how this gets played out in the specific categories, but self-healing this week, y'all. Self-healing. And mindfulness, I guess would be the other thing I would say around relationships. Self-healing and mindfulness. The second key is the Knight of Cups. And look at how she is holding that heart. But it's interesting because she's in movement around it, and you've got service. So she's in movement around this heart, using it almost like she's strumming it. I think it even has strings on it. It's like the violin. Because the knights always represent some type of movement. And so this is like another confirmation around this week. One of your keys is around the movement of your heart. We talked about the uncaging of your heart as the overarching message. So now we've talked about self-healing as one key. And then it's like this movement within your heart. And one of the ways that you can have movement within your heart, okay, within the energy, the frequency of your heart space, is to be in service to others, right? When we are in service to others, we're able to get out of our own mind, our own skin, our own trivial concerns, and step into the broader picture, step into a sense of purpose and belonging and love. All right. So whether it be as simple as helping someone across the street, paying for somebody's coffee in front of you, to helping with some of the storm victims, going out and delivering meals, whatever it may be, to be of service to others, you know. And I want to kind of emphasize that the way that this key will be helpful to you this week in terms of being of service is going to require putting your hands in it a little bit. So not just, although if you are able to send a check to help some victims of some kind, please do that. But also see if there's a way that you can literally put your hands on being of service. You know, whether that be just as simple as giving somebody a smile, telling someone that they're beautiful today, uniquely, you know, meaning it from your heart. It's amazing how you can light people up by just simply telling them the truth of the beauty that you see in them. Okay, so but actually taking an action. All right, so what we've got: lean into your self-healing for key 1. Key 2, uncage your heart, be of service this week. All right. And then Your third key is the Two of Swords. Interesting. And imagination. Okay, I love this for you because the key itself is about taking off your blindfolds and making a decision. There's something that you need to make a decision about and then take action and move forward with it. All right. But what's beautiful about it is that you've got this imagination card. It says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So there's something that you've been contemplating on, needing to make a decision about, or it may emerge immediately at the beginning of this week, in which you need to think about the situation creatively and understand that oftentimes there are more than two choices in terms of making the decision. So understand what is the creative, the imaginative choice in your decision. Take off your blindfolders, look at things clearly. One of the things we talked about was overarching was rigorous honesty. And the Two of Swords also requires rigorous honesty because you have to take off what you're choosing not to look at it clearly so that you can make a decisive choice that's going to move you forward. And my only caveat to you taking off your blindfold and making a choice is this week, take the choice that is the imaginative choice, the creative choice, the passion-filled choice, and let that guide you forward. So your three keys are very simple. Lean into your self-healing, uncage your heart and be of service, and 3, make a decisive choice that you use your imagination and creativity to come to. But take your blindfolds off, all right? That's the general reading for our collective this week. Let's get into each of the 5 categories that we look at. So we're going to look at career and work, health and wellness, love and connection. Why did I just space the third one? Personal and spiritual growth, as well as your hidden potential or hidden superpower, if you will, to navigate through this week to achieve optimum peace and joy. All right? Let's get into it. So, we'll keep going here. In terms of career and work, okay, you've got the Ten of Cups. Okay, this is about smelling the roses now. Like there is a level of success. The Ten of Cups is the happily ever after. It's community, it's love, it's abundance, it's emotional fulfillment. Right? So you may be at a place in your career where things are going fairly well. Now you've got a change in the wind. Interesting. So for those of you who are not feeling like things are going in your direction with your career, this week could be a pivotal shift in terms of what happens within your career. This is interesting that we've got this zebra here. Wait a minute, I need to look at this closer with my... Yes, okay, so that is the wind. That's interesting. So there is, and this is a 12. So I think it's also about being in community in this week. Like there's going to be a change that is coming for you. With regards to your career and work. But I think this is going to be a good change. Okay, so a sense that something unseen is going to be initiated. Preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. So you may be in this time, even though things are feeling maybe a bit balanced right now, emotionally fulfilled, you may have the sense, some of you may even feel like there's a sense of dread, like there's a change in the wind that is going to unearth, or any change is always uncomfortable for us, but it's going to unearth something within your career and work. But the message here is that, yes, there will be a change of some kind that occurs this week in your work, but there is a sense that this transformation is going to get you on course to where you need to be. Okay, it says, it's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent, like the zebra stripes. And that's what was really striking me, is that like the zebra is not going to change his stripes, right? But yet the wind is occurring. So yet nothing in human experience is black or white, nor will anything remain static. So this one thing that is guaranteed for all of us is change. So this is going to be a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. But the divine is asking you to stay the course. So even if things feel like they're changing, you need to remember that even storms serve, right? They serve to clear the air, they scatter seeds, they nourish the soil for better things ahead. So life is about to get a little bit interesting for you with regards to your career. Anticipate that shifts are coming with the wind, and that in that unknown is where the magic lies. So as you're approaching your work and your career this week, keep in mind and this is the other piece about the 10 of Cups, is for you to acknowledge and have gratitude around what is. Like what is right now. Like be in a place of gratitude around what you have, how you feel about your work, like the things that bring you fulfillment in your work. All right. Have a sense of gratitude and trust and know that change will be coming, but that this change is going to open up new magical doors for you. So stay the course. Okay. Don't let it throw you off balance. Because in the end, I think that, what they're saying very clearly too is that emotional fulfillment will continue to be yours with your career. It just may get a little bit shaky this week in terms of how that shows up. Now, in regards to your health and wellness, always important, you have the King of Cups. There is a need for you to have stability with regards to your emotions. The King of Cups is very balanced when it comes to, interesting. Okay, so the other thing you have is why. Okay, yes. So the King of Cups is very balanced with regards to managing his emotions, understanding and dealing with that which is underneath the surface. Okay. And being able to manage not only his emotions, but the emotions of the others around him, because he's a pretty profound empath, right? He's able to feel the emotions of others. All right. But he is balanced and clear thinking enough that he is able to navigate the waters, if you will, of his emotional world. So with regards to your health and wellness here, then you've also got this why card. And this card is the divine saying to you, why are you doing the things that you're doing? What is your motivation? What is your why? Okay. So when it comes to your health and wellness, oftentimes we're just doing things because, okay, well, we need to get up and go to the gym. We need to exercise. We need to do this. Somebody said that we need to eat this way, or we need to do this. Why? Why are you doing the things that you do? You this week, with regards to your health and wellness, need to get grounded in your why, because that is what is going to help fuel you forward. Is your why about wanting to feel good in your own skin, right? Whether that be emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever it is. Is your why about being available and energetic enough to be able to be available to your friends and family in the way that you want to be, right? Is your why about longevity, having longevity in your life so you could be around a long time, so you want to have optimum health to be able to do that? Is your why about healing, self-healing from something that has been traumatic that you're dealing with emotionally that is affecting you? Just all they're asking for you this week is for you to get clear on what your why is and allow that to guide your emotional steps forward toward fulfillment, both mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Or that was more than both. But all of those ways, okay? Really thinking about what is your why in those areas. Why are you doing the things that you do? Okay. That's going to help clarify for you what it is that you need to do at this time. What do you need to prioritize? Because if your why is about getting more balanced and harmony in your life, right, then it may be that the choice is to go sit in a sauna rather than run 10 miles, right? If your why is about making your heart stronger because you have a particular illness that you need to do, maybe you do need to go do that walking, right? Or do that running. So just getting clear about why. Why are you wanting optimum health emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally? And that will help clarify what steps to take forward. That's what I'm getting for you all's health and wellness this week. And that's a beautiful place to be, right? So even if you think you have had a why, or even if you are on a path already in any of those areas, I would invite you to just reassess. It may be that you have the same why. It may be that your why has shifted, and therefore your actions will then shift, okay? Now, in regards to love and connection, remember that love and connection is going to be either like your one-on-one love relationship, if it's that, and some of us, some may be in larger, more than one-on-one, or it can be just any type of relationship, right? That you are connected, love and connections. And you've got justice. Look at that. Oh, I love that. This card often comes up to say, like, what went to my head was check yourself. But really it's about like taking the high road, right? Like even if you're tempted to drop into gossip or get petty or to really try to call out somebody's wrongdoings or things and all of that, this card is about taking the high road, trusting and knowing that the universe will adjust where you've been wronged. It is not necessarily your job to fix where you've been wronged. Your job is about being your best and highest self and allowing the rest to fall by the wayside, right? So because once you go down into the petty and into the gossip and into the mess, then you're in it, right? Not only are you in it, but you're of it and you're creating it. Because remember, you are a powerful manifester. So this card is inviting you to step up out of the mess, to be in a place of justice and right action in your life. Okay, so with regards to your love and connections, be in a place of right action, y'all. Be in a place of right action. You've got building blocks. Lovely. Okay, and so this is also a 10. So this is also letting you know that for some of you all, whether it's a love relationship or just other relationships that you have in your life, you're at a place of, there could be, for some of you, this could call into place a new relationship that is coming on the front. Or for those that are already in a relationship, this can also call into, deepening, right? Deepening a relationship, laying a firmer foundation, doing the building blocks of the relationship, helping it to be stronger. And one of the ways that you allow it to be stronger is by taking the high ground, staying in a place of justice. Okay, you have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is a time when your focus needs to be on foundations that you build upon, whether it's your work, your relationships, or your very being. Because remember, your relationships are also built on who it is that you're being. So what is your foundation? Who are you choosing to be, right? What is your, going back to this other, what is your why? What is your why in your relationships and your connections? Who do you want to be? That will change your actions and what you need to do for this week, all right? You have everything you need to turn iron into gold, all right? That is what the building blocks is about. You are an alchemist. So be about the building of your relationships and therefore your life, all right? That's what I see in your love and connections, y'all. That's really beautiful. These are pretty strong messages for this week. And so I feel that that's because, when I pray over this and I pray for the Abundant Joy community, I really believe many of you, if you've landed in the Abundant Joy community, then you're about wanting to progress in your spiritual journey, your life path toward joy, love, and abundance, right? That path is not always an easy path, right? But if we listen, it is a beautiful path, right? It's a beautiful path. If we listen, and sometimes even when we don't listen, it's still a beautiful path. The unfolding, the seeing of how magic, the divine, works in our lives to help us to meet our life purpose and do the work that we're meant to do. And when we get in the flow of that, it is a beautiful ride. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm hoping that these messages will help you to either get into the flow or stay in the flow of your uniquely beautiful life. Now, let's look at your personal and spiritual growth for this week. All right. And you've got the world. Yes. And message in a bottle. These are really strong cards. So in regards to your personal and spiritual growth, the world card is saying, let's go, sis. You did this. Congratulations. You have come to a place of success and completion with regards to your personal growth and spiritual growth. Now understand that with your personal growth and your spiritual growth, when we come to a milestone of success, first of all, this card is telling you take time to celebrate yourself, celebrate your wins, celebrate how far you have come, all of the work that you're doing. Even if you're listening to this message right now, believe me, trust and know that if you've stayed this long in this message, you are doing some work. Okay. You are doing some work. So pat yourself on the back and celebrate where you are today versus where you were before. You may not be where you want to be, but you sure ain't where you was. Okay. And so it's really time to like lift the glass, whether it's wine or tea or water. Okay. And celebrate yourself. The divine is also saying that the world is opening to you. Whenever there's a closing, there's a new beginning. But the first step is to celebrate where you are right now. Okay. This is in your personal growth and development. What's beautiful about that is once you get to a place of completion, the next step is only another level of elevation. And sometimes that can get tricky because it goes into a circular thing and you have to learn something deeper. But trust and know that all that you have learned thus far is going to help propel you even further. You know, things come faster, things become clearer, things become sweeter. So I believe that. So, and then the message in the bottle here is also just, it's the message from the divine coming in for you. But I'm going to share a little bit about this. It talks about communication and signs. It talks about being mindful of the ways in which your guides, your God, your spiritual entities that walk with you, your ancestors, give you signs and signals to keep you moving on your path. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them. And when you believe, you will receive them. And when you allow yourself to really walk, right? To walk in them, to be fluent in the language of the symbols, oracles, and omens that are in your life, they may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, a song on the radio, a message in a prayer book or Bible or any book. Like, it's just a matter of you being in right relationship with the divine. Okay. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to what you need on any given day and throughout this week. So be conscious and aware of your messages in a bottle that are coming in from the divine. Remember, the divine uses everyone and everything in this world to lead his beloveds, her beloveds, onto the path of their soul journey. All right. So notice that the world is there for you. Celebrate your success this week and pay attention to the signs. Excuse me, my voice is a little, I'm going to have to drink a little bit of water. But let's look into this last category. The last category is your hidden potential or superpower, right? That you might have in this week. Okay, then. Yes. Wow. This is great. This is great, y'all. All right. So you've got the Emperor, which is about your superpower, your hidden potential for this week is your own power. Step into your power, but not just step into your power, but be strategic. Take a step back. I'm getting a sense of like, I can even feel it in my chest. You guys can't see me, but I'm like elevated because I'm like, It's like be in your authority. Step into your authority. It's okay to be in your authority. Don't let your own power scare you. Your hidden potential, your hidden superpower this week is when you step fully into your power, speak with dominion, walk with dominion, and do the things that you need to do, and allow your imagination to carry you. Think bigger, dream bigger, believe bigger, hold bigger, trust bigger, see bigger, hold bigger. There's this sense of like expansion, really expanding who you are, turning your imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity. All right. So who do you want to be is what this beautiful imagine is. What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You were gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. So spend some time daydreaming, fashioning a vision to help you to see the goals, meditating, okay? Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul, and then allow your feelings, how you feel, what brings you joy. That's why I talk about joy so much, right? What brings you joy? Let those feelings intermingle with your inspiration, your imagination, and these things will come into reality much, much faster than you can even imagine. Okay. So there's a need for you to really tap into your power this week. This is your hidden superpower and your sense of imagination. All right, y'all. That is what I'm seeing for our collective reading for this beautiful week of October 6th through the 12th. Now I'm going to actually pause and clear these aside and get us ready for your Sunday daily read. And these energies you can follow throughout the week, and I will do a quick 5-minute daily read for each of these different energies. We're going to be pulling from the Magic of Flowers Oracle deck this week. So let's get into it. All right. Okay, y'all. So now we're going to pick our piles for the week for the daily reads, and I'll do a quick Sunday daily read for you. But the piles for the week that you can follow are pile 1. The stone that was pulled is focus. Focus. And the card that you have is Tuberose. Tuberose. Focus and Tuberose would be pile number 1. Pile number 2, clarity. Clarity. And chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. And I'll go into these cards in the readings. Just breathe and see what is calling to you. And then pile 3, happiness. Happiness and, oh, look at her. Lavender. Lavender. All of these flowers, have certain properties in them as well. So, but these are going to be the piles that will follow throughout the week. All right. So pile 1, Tuberose and focus. Pile 2, chrysanthemum and clarity. And pile 3, happiness and lavender. Take a deep breath. See what is calling to you. If it's more than one, there may be an additional message for you. You're welcome to check out all 3 if you choose, or just choose one to follow through the week, or use different ones throughout the week. Totally up to you. Check the timestamps and you'll see your reading there, and I'll see you in there. All right, y'all. Bye. Hello, pile 1. Let's get into your reading. So we're going to talk about the overall energy of this card and the focus, and then we'll go into specifically for Sunday's daily read. So this card is all about sensuality and romance. If you have never smelled a tuberose, y'all, go get you a tuberose and smell it. I love tuberoses. They're my favorite, and they're wonderful to make spiritual baths with as well. So check it out. Okay. But tuberose, the qualities of the tuberose kind of represent sensuality, intuition, peace, protection, purification, and wealth. Okay. So this is a beautiful energy. And one of the things that it really talks about is it could be calling you for to open your heart to romance, whether you're already in a romantic relationship or not. But it's also about you kind of reveling in the sensual pleasures of this life, of the moment, treating yourself like a precious divine child, you know, in that beautiful place of like, you know, how children sort of like are in that place of discovery, right? This place of discovery of your own beauty and of the beauty that is around you. Okay, so it also invites you to just kind of revel in the pure beauty and pleasure of yourself and the world around you. It communicates that while you may be wanting or enjoying relationships with others, the truth is that you are a divine child and in a relationship with the divine as well. And therefore, you are neither dependent on any person, place, or finite condition for your ultimate satisfaction. So that is something to kind of keep in mind, because through letting go of the need to control or predict the future of a situation, a romance, a relationship, an outcome of any kind, all that you have been chasing will in fact begin chasing you if you focus on the divine union within yourself. Okay, so this card, and this is kind of the energy that we're kind of rocking with this week, if you choose to follow this one, is it one definitely can talk about a romantic relationship, but it is also about spending time with the inner connection within yourself, like the joining of yourself, right, to become in right relationship with yourself and the divine. But it is a beautiful card. It has beautiful sensual energy, and I'm also getting for you all this week to really focus on that which is sensually pleasing to you, meaning that which feels good. If it smells good, if it, you know, all that feels good, you know, taking that bath, surrounding yourself with those flowers that make you feel good, listening to the music that really lifts your heart, like giving yourself the sensual, those like of your senses, pleasures of your senses, right, is what I'm trying to get at. The things that you like to touch, things that you like to see, things that you like to smell, things that you like to hear. Surround yourself with those sensual pleasures, okay? And then the other thing that you have here is focus. And so there is a need for you to not focus so much on what's going on in the outside world, but to focus in on what's going on with you internally and let that guide your path forward this week. Now, in terms of your Sunday reading, so we're looking at what is on the surface, what's underneath the surface, and maybe what action. So you've got the Page of Swords, but you've got it reversed. So the Page of Swords, okay, it talks about an awakening of some kind, an enlightenment. This, because it is reversed, it is making me believe that there is a level of alertness on this Sunday that you need to turn in your direction. Like, because with it being reversed, it's like you're not as alert to what is going on around you on your Sunday. And there's a need for you to not only become more alert about what is happening in your environment, maybe focus on what's happening in your environment, but also to approach it with a childlike curiosity, right? If you've been in the situation before on this Sunday, say you're going to visit some people you typically visit on Sunday, okay? The idea is for you to approach the visit as if it is brand new. Allow yourself to be observant and mindful of what is happening around you. Okay, have that sense of deep curiosity, and it will open up a new portal of understanding for you on this Sunday. All right, and what's going on underneath the surface? The Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles represents this sense of stable abundance and caring, a very gentle, loving spirit that is so generous of everything, generous of spirit, generous of loves, generous of things, right? But a very stable, prolific, actually, with this little rabbit I just saw here, entity and energy. Now, this is what's going on underneath the surface. So it may be that you're connected with people that are deeply caring and abundant today, or it may be that you need to sit in your Queen of Pentacles energy and be at a space. When I think of the Queen of Pentacles, she's like very, like, she doesn't necessarily have to say a lot. She just is abundance, right? So there's a stillness to the Queen of Pentacles, a stability to the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like, approach this day with a sense of curiosity from this Page of Swords, but a sense of balance and peace and knowing that all is well. All right. And then the action that you need to take, you've got the Seven of Swords. And so the Seven of Swords, when we're talking about an action, because the Seven of Swords indicates that something is not, that there's a lie in the mix, right? That something is not on the up and up. But sometimes we need to be on the under ourselves. I don't want to necessarily call it a lie, but we maybe need to be a bit more stealth, okay, in terms of how we're moving and acting in our life. So on this Sunday, there's this sense of you, the card says deception, but I'm not getting it as a negative deception. Sometimes you get that, but right now what I'm getting this as is more like the phrase that my mother always says, everybody doesn't need to know everything all the time. So there's this thing where it's like you need to kind of hold some things to yourself, okay? Be in a place of generosity and abundance and caring, but maybe not on this Sunday, maybe not as talkative about what's really going on with you. Just be more observant in the space that you're in, all right? And then the guidance from the divine. Wow, look, okay. This is beautiful because this is getting to what I was talking to before about this idea of having a sense of curiosity, looking at something anew. The Fresh Breath card, Beginner's Mind, is exactly that. It's like, go into a situation with a beginner's mind. When you have a beginner's mind, it's as if you have not experienced whatever it is before. And so you see things differently. And so it's a perspective shift. And this card is really inviting you to allow that perspective shift to come forward on this beautiful Sunday and approach things with this sense of like curiosity and newness, right? It's a fresh start, a renewed curiosity, natural trust. When somebody is new at something, you kind of like trust that the situation is unfolding just as you need to, okay? So this is saying that you have arrived. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Some things have changed. What has happened is you have changed. You have been renewed. So even if you're walking in this Sunday into a familiar situation, understand that maybe everybody around you doesn't know that you have shifted and you have changed, but your mindset has changed, and therefore your experience has changed. Remember that you are the alchemist and that you have the ability to create your world. And it's asking you to be with your environment, breathe in it. You've already gone beyond it, have overcome and resolved it, even if no one else realizes it yet. Soon enough, they will as you move on. So don't squander the power of the first breath, giving the old narrative mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Use it for new beginnings to animate a world you can play and create in. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of the word. And that goes both ways, all right? So there's a sense of you like, just don't squander that. Don't go back to old things and try to resuscitate them, okay? Move yourself forward on this Sunday, That's what I got for y'all. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I look forward to seeing you during the week. If you want to follow this pile, you'll see the readings pop up on the Abundant Joy channel for the Tuberose and Focus, and you can click the timestamp and go into it for a quick daily read. All right, I'll see you later. Have a joyfully abundant day, y'all. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading for Sunday. If you chose the Chrysanthemum and the Clarity Stone, okay? This is the energy that you can choose to follow throughout the week. Actually, I'm going to pause for just a minute because my candle just went out. Now, this is interesting, though. I always pay attention to this because the Chrysanthemum literally says light in the darkness. All right. So I never take things for granted in terms of the candle blowing out, right? So in this particular reading, there is, this is really speaking to perhaps some of you may be in a place that has felt rather dark. You may have even felt a little bit lost. And the Chrysanthemum energy is about coming out of that darkness into, I'm sorry, I'm getting the candle here, into light. Okay. Let's get that light. Okay, so the Chrysanthemum energy is about coming out of the dark and into the light. All right, it's a beautiful energy. It talks about mental clarity, which is deep, that we've also got the clarity piece. It talks about optimism, protection, solving mysteries, things becoming untangled, right? And soothing grief. So if any of you are going through grief, this is a great energy to follow throughout the week. The chrysanthemum is a fall and winter flower, and it prefers to bloom when the light becomes diminished and the length of the days begin to wane. And yet chrysanthemums is deeply aligned with the sun. The name of chrysanthemums, and these are chrysanthemums, you can find them pretty easily. So you may want to get some and have them in your house. But the name of chrysanthemum, is Greek from I'm probably not saying this right, Chrysos, and translates to gold flower. Okay, so as such, chrysanthemum's wisdom is about shining light into darkness, solving mysteries, piercing confusion or muddle-headedness with the bright light of clarity. I love this for you all, right? So that we literally have clarity in chrysanthemums. So this card is in this energy is all about you finding a deeper sense of clarity. Okay. It also can talk about dispersing depression. So if any of you all have been feeling down in some way, it talks about bringing in the brightness of optimism. Okay. It reminds you that you are powerful beyond measure. And if you choose, you can overcome challenges, face fears, power through, and emerge victorious. Simply tune into the chrysanthemum's magic and then call on and mentally fill yourself, your surroundings, your loved ones, and any situation with the bright, powerful, invigorating, golden white light of the sun. Okay? That is beautiful. Yeah, and she's like a kind of a healer here too. There's this sense of like pulling that energy from the sun into your body, into your hands, and healing yourself. This sense of like, I'm really getting like, some of y'all can lay on hands, okay? Lay on hands to heal your heart. If you've ever done that, gone out to the sun, put your hands up to the sun, pray to the divine to infuse you with healing energy, and then place those beautiful warm hands on your heart, on your belly, on the places that are causing you pain, and ask for the ability to heal the spaces in you that are hurting, okay? You are a child of the divine, and all things are possible. So that is what I am getting for you all. So on this beautiful Sunday, I want you to really understand that you're coming out of a place of dark and into the light, right? And sometimes that's a secular process, right? Sometimes we have to go back into the dark. We pick up a few things, we learn a few things, but we come right back into the light. and it heals us. So what's going on for the surface for you all? You've got the Six of Wands, which is victory. Okay. This is not only victory in terms of success, but it's also like being recognized for success. So on this Sunday, you may find that you have a small victory of some kind, or you're acknowledged in some kind by your community or people around you for having done something successful. If nobody acknowledges you today, listen, I'm acknowledging you as a beautiful divine child of God and the success that you are taking in your life. Acknowledge yourself. Celebrate yourself. This is a card of success. Now, what may be going on underneath the surface for you all is the Eight of Wands. So you are progressing. And the Eight of Wands is that, what do you call it? That speed card in the tarot deck, moving things very quickly, that things, you may find that you get to success even greater than you had thought. If you've been struggling in the dark, if you turn your attention to the sun and the brightness coming out of the darkness, you may find that things resolve a lot faster than you thought possible. Change your belief and change your world, y'all. Change your belief and change your world. But this is telling you this, what's going on underneath the surface is that your progression, your elevation is happening faster than you think. Okay. Hang on for the ride because it's going on right now. Okay. Now, what action do you need to take? This is about sharing collaboratively, mutual reciprocity, right? This giving, this, as you give, you also receive. As you receive, you also give. There's a sense of generosity, right? This is a beautiful gold spirit. I love the gold energy. I love these cards because it's like, it's got you like in this period of growth with this like green, also like heart-centered energy, opening up your heart chakra and then going into this beautiful gold energy of light, of love, of giving, of sharing, right? And that is what we're seeing here for this beautiful Sunday for you all. Now, your guidance from the divine, mindful, groupthink. Okay, now this is interesting because if some of you are finding yourself kind of like down or in a darker place than you would want to be, one of the things that you need to be mindful of is what you're consuming. A lot of us go down these rabbit holes, particularly with social media in our technical area, we get involved in all that. I mean, they just will beat a dead horse. Okay. That's a terrible phrase. Sorry, y'all. But they will just go over and over and over things, right? That are terrible, that are horrible. And we will consume that. And energetically, we're consuming that as well. So just be conscious of what you're taking in. Remember that you can always tap into yourself and the divine by going within, by getting still, just making sure that you're not consuming a lot of toxic ideas or beliefs. Just because everybody else believes that doesn't mean that you need to believe that, right? Like you need to tap into your source of the divine and get in alignment, get in right relationship, if you will, and move yourself forward, because the groupthink can really have an effect on your well-being. All right. This is about keeping a clear mind. And we've also got this clarity thing here. Okay. So just being conscious that the human mind is very, very powerful, and it truly can be amazing, a beautiful garden, an abundant waterfall, or it can be a cave or a prison. Okay. It could be a circus. It could be somewhere fun. It could be somewhere torturous. Okay. This is your mind, right? But you are the captain of your ship. It can be a place of restriction and a place of never-ending expansion. You want to be in a place of expansion. So right now, be careful where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is the key here. So if you're in a fertile time and for full manifestation, you are moving into a fertile time for full manifestation. In order to do that, you got to make sure that the seeds that you're planted in your mind are going to be ones that are going to be prosperous, abundant. Okay. It's easy to be influenced by other people right now. So be mindful of that, especially, as I said, with our digital age. Okay. We're always getting information 24/7. So don't allow fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and emotions. You cultivate your world. Okay. You keep your mind full of faith, of good, of kindness, love, of generosity, of success. Because good brings more good, more love, gratitude, more things to be grateful for. Okay? So be mindful of your mind, y'all. That is the guidance from the divine on this beautiful Sunday. Enjoy your day. Thank you for tuning in to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is our day. Click that thumbs up if you like what you're hearing here. Follow this pile throughout the week if you'd like. I'll be doing quick 5-minute daily reads for each of the cards. You can come in, click the timestamps for which one you're following, and get your little reading for the day. And hopefully it can be a confirmation for where you are or support you in some way to open a new day, a new door, or new portal into your day. All right. I will see you next time. Have a joyfully abundant day. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. This is going to be your reading for Sunday. And we are going to tap into first looking at this energy that you may choose to follow throughout the week. This is the lavender, and then you got this beautiful happiness stone. I think that they go very well together because this is about tapping into your inner emotions. All right. It is about healing yourself through joy. The overall message here is to heal yourself or your current situation through joy. While happiness comes and goes, joy is our natural state. So when you are aligned with your true infinite state and your connection with all that is, no matter what emotions may arise within you, joy underlies it all. So indeed, joy is an expansive openness that recognizes that all feelings and experiences can be beautiful as long as they are flowing and completely felt. There is a guidance here for you all to truly feel your feelings, all of them. Don't judge them, allow them to be. There is an openness to loving self here. It's the energy that is walking with this to tap into our happiness. It's really profound to me the way that people steer away from happiness or joy or push it aside so quickly as if it's not a state as which we can stay in permanently. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like people, people almost run from their own joy. Like, you know, that you can't have too much joy. You just got to expand your capacity to have joy, right? It is a state that we are meant to have on a regular basis, okay? But the way that we do that is we allow ourselves to feel our feelings fully, let them go, and then bravely open up to the next beautiful lessons and experiences that lie along our path. All right. So, imagine yourself, as the woman in the picture standing in a field of fragrant and blossoming lavender. Lavender is such a healing herb. And you can get these. This is what lavender kind of looks like, right? So you can get that. You can also get the essential oil, incense, have that smell around you. That might be a good reminder for you this week, is to just embrace your joy and the healing properties of joy, okay? Feel and know that this vibration is moving throughout your energy field, an entire pattern of your life, creating positive shifts within you and the very fabric of your world, all right? So allow this to happen. You are reminded to do whatever you need to do to unstick your emotions and feel your feelings fully. Take a walk outside, connect with nature and the beauty that's all around you. Express your feelings, okay? Do something that brings joy to your heart. Infuse your everyday actions and experiences with joy. The other thing about joy, I have to say, is that you have to acknowledge it. Like, oftentimes that's why I say, like, we kind of let joy go by the wayside. If something brings you joy, just be like, oh my God, that brings me joy. Like, even if you're acknowledging it within your heart, like, oh, like I'll be out walking and I'll see, some child with their mom or, laughing or doing something. I'm just like, I'll smile and think to myself, thank you. Thank you for letting me see that joy, receiving that vibration of joy. Allow yourself to acknowledge the joy that is around you and the joy that you feel in your spirit. The more that you acknowledge it, the more that you'll see more of it. You're opening up the portal to joy. Open up the portal to joy, y'all. Change your life to focus on joy is what this card is really calling you to do. So let's look at your particular Sunday, right? So what's on the surface? Death, transformation. Death is about letting go. Okay. And, that's what this card is also saying. It's about healing yourself and your situation through joy. When you're in a place of grief or you're having to let go of something, turn your attention to what is the joy in that place. Even if it feels like you cannot find it, y'all, it is there. Okay. It is there. When we are grieving a loved one, for instance, oftentimes, I pray that when I do pass this earth, that people will remember the joy that I brought to them, that will have memories of experiences of joy, of laughter, of the good times. That's the vibration that I hope to leave. And so when you are transforming and leaving something behind, whether it, be an actual death or it actually is like, just, having to say, close a door, right? Or leave a relationship or leave a job or just make a shift, right? I invite you to remember the joy, carry the joy with you and leave the rest behind, right? So what's on the surface is you're going through a transformation. You're needing to let go of some things. But what's going on underneath the surface? The Two of Cups, right? Unity, that there is an inner connection between yourself and the divine of love. That's what the Two of Cups represents. It's like emotional, heart-centered connections, right? And this is going on underneath the surface. So what you may not be aware of is that there is this beautiful vibration of love that is supporting you through this transformation on this beautiful Sunday. So hang in there, because it's right there with you. And the action that you need to take, Seven of Wands. This is a card of defense. This is a card of spiritual defense. This is about spiritual hygiene for you all in this particular instance. This is about doing the things that are going to lift your burden or your load. Let go of what you need to let go of, and then turn your attention to cleansing yourself. Some of you may want to create a bath with lavender or a lavender essential oil to remind you of the sense of healing that is happening with you, through you, with joy. Okay. And leaning into the place of joy and abundance. All right. Use that to protect yourself spiritually. Okay. And watch your mind, right? What you are also receiving. That was in the other pile, but it just came into my thought process. So I'm sharing it with you as well. Okay. And then your guidance from the divine. Wow. Look at that. This is the root girl, the disowned self. This is about feeling your feelings. Okay. We talked about it earlier that the lavender piece is about, healing through joy. But this is also about accepting all of your feelings that may be there, that inner child within you, those wounds that you have been holding, that you have disowned or disregarded. It's about accepting all of who she is or he is and loving her or him fiercely. Okay? Loving yourself fiercely. This is really the divine coming in to say, like, there's a need for you to grab a hold of your hidden beauty, of those things which you have discarded about yourself. This root girl, this disowned self, this is a part of you, the embodiment of a deeply flawed perception of your failures, manifesting as guilt or shame. So if you're carrying any of that energy, it talks about when you project envy onto others or any emotions or instinct that you've learned to repress or deem unnatural. It's this homeless child, self crying for attention, acceptance, and love. You want to lash out, ignore it, push it aside, all the while refusing to acknowledge this quality as belonging to you. But if you simply look into the root girl's eyes, you see the beauty and the unmet need, which is in fact your unmet need. And you realize that this part of you asks for your compassion and understanding. So when you come across this energy within you, you're called upon to love this root girl, claim her as your own, accepting her and your humanity. She is then transformed just as you are. Then all manner of magic begins to arrive in an abundant form. Look for the beauty. We began with transformation, with letting go, a death to self. This could also be an ego death to yourself as you're stepping into a more fuller, more abundant, joyful you. Part of what you need to do is also accept all the pieces and parts of you that may be wounded or still hurting, and trust and know that you are worthy, that you are divine, and that you are healed. You are renewed. Do the work that you need to do to cleanse yourself, to protect yourself spiritually. Take the baths, maybe surround yourself with that beautiful scent. If you love the scent of lavender, get you some lavender oil, or whatever it may be to support you as you move through this week. Okay, this is the guidance that I have for you all for Sunday. And as I said, I will be doing daily reads for each of these piles throughout the week. You can go to the Abundant Joy channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that thumbs up to let me know that this is resonating for you. And then each day I'll do a quick, 5 to 7 minute reading for each of these piles. And so you can go in, jump in the timestamp and get your quick reading. And that's that. So I hope that you have a beautiful Sunday, a joyfully abundant day. Thank you for tuning in. If you stayed this long and got the collective reading as well. And I will see you next time. All right. Bye, y'all.